A sudden October announcement has delivered a wave of unexpected relief to millions of low-income Americans. From SNAP and SSI to VA disability and unemployment benefits, emergency increases are being rolled out immediately, not promised down the line. These are real, confirmed boosts designed to ease the pressure of inflation and rising living costs. Unemployed workers in states like California, Michigan, and New York are seeing up to $200 more per week for 6 weeks.
Backhand index pointing right. If this information helped you, don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're always one step ahead. We break down important updates like this clearly so you're never caught off guard. Join our community, stay informed, and take control of your financial future, starting today. Flexed Biceps Calendar.
SNAP recipients could get $60 to $120 extra monthly, and seniors in some states are eligible for one-time emergency payments of up to $300. These adjustments, though temporary, arrive at a critical time, and many of them are automatic. The scale and speed of this rollout mark a clear shift in government response, driven by sustained public pressure and advocacy. The increases can stack across multiple programs and require little to no new paperwork for those already enrolled. There's no repayment required, no tax impact, and no catch, but there is urgency. Some of these benefits are short-term and require quick action, like checking benefit accounts, calling agencies, or reactivating expired unemployment claims. With rising costs still squeezing vulnerable households, this wave of relief offers more than just extra cash. It's a reminder that community pressure works, and staying informed is more important than ever. Nobody saw this coming. Not the timing, not the scope, not the urgency. But now it's official. A wave of emergency benefit boosts has just been announced in October, and it's going to impact millions of Americans who rely on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, SNAP, VA disability, unemployment, and other critical support programs. This isn't speculation. It's not a rumor. These increases are real, they've been confirmed, and they are already being implemented across multiple programs. For those who've been hit hardest by inflation and the rising cost of living, this is more than an update. It's a lifeline. Let's start with SNAP. In states across the country, SNAP recipients are now receiving an additional $60 to $120 per month. The exact amount varies depending on where you live, but the boost is automatic in most places. That means more money for groceries, more money for essentials, bread, milk, eggs, fresh produce. The goal is simple. Help low-income families afford basic nutrition in the middle of skyrocketing food prices. Next up, VA disability benefits. Veterans receiving monthly disability checks from the VA are seeing an early adjustment of approximately 3.2%. For someone receiving $1,500 a month, that's an extra $48. It may not sound like much, but for those managing fixed expenses, prescription costs, or just keeping up with inflation, it can make a meaningful difference. And for once, this adjustment didn't come at the end of the year. It came early. That's significant. SSI recipients are also seeing benefit increases. The numbers vary slightly depending on location and individual circumstances, but the message is clear. Early increases are already in place. This helps offset the relentless pressure from utilities, rent, food, and other everyday costs. It's not a game changer, but it's something. And in today's economic climate, something counts. The update also includes major news for unemployed workers in certain states. In California, New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Illinois, individuals receiving unemployment are getting an extra $200 per week for up to 6 weeks. This temporary boost offers a critical cushion for those still struggling to find work or facing reduced hours. It doesn't replace a job, but it helps keep the lights on while searching. And for seniors with limited income, some states are distributing emergency one-time payments ranging from $150 to $300. These payments are designed to help cover immediate needs like heating, electricity, or prescription refills. Again, it's not long-term. It's not permanent. But it's designed for the moment, and the moment is urgent. One of the most important facts about this October boost is that many of these benefits are automatic. That's right. No extra paperwork. No lengthy application process. If you already qualify for these programs, in most cases, you'll receive the extra funds directly. And yes, these payments are stackable. If you qualify for SNAP and SSI and VA benefits, you can receive increases across all those programs. No conflicts, no restrictions. That's a rare level of coordination, and it's a crucial piece of this story. And let's be clear, these payments are not loans. You don't need to repay them. They are not advances. They are not subject to additional taxes. These are emergency disbursements funded and distributed through existing government channels. If someone tells you differently, they're misinformed or trying to take advantage of you. Now, this isn't a permanent fix. These are temporary boosts, aimed at providing short-term relief. Some will expire in 6 weeks. Some are one-time payments. And that's why the message here is twofold. Yes, these are critical updates that offer immediate help, but no, they're not the final solution. Continued advocacy, voting, and pushing for permanent support is still necessary. This is a win, but the work is far from over. Still, the fact that these changes are happening at all is a direct result of public pressure, advocacy, and community demand. People organized. People called their representatives. People spoke up. And now, the federal and state governments are responding. Some faster than others, but the action is real. That's also why staying informed matters so much. Because while these benefit increases are confirmed, many people still don't know they exist. And that's a problem. Poor communication from agencies, underfunded outreach efforts, and outdated websites mean that eligible recipients may go weeks or months without realizing they're entitled to more money. That's why everyone watching this needs to take action today. Check your benefit accounts. If you're on SNAP, look at your updated balance. If you receive VA or SSI, check your deposit schedule. If you haven't seen the increase yet, reach out to your agency directly. Don't assume it's coming. Don't wait for someone to notify you. Be proactive. If you're receiving unemployment benefits in one of the 5 listed states, California, New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Illinois, you may need to reactivate your claim if your benefits have recently expired. The 6-week extension is not automatic for lapsed claims. This step could mean an additional $1,200 in your pocket. For those in states offering emergency senior payments, you may need to apply directly. These are often administered through local departments of social services or aging services. The application process may vary, but again, do not assume it will be handed to you. Reach out. Make the call. Submit the form. Sharing this information also matters. Too many people are suffering silently, unaware of what they're eligible for. If you know someone who's struggling, help them check. Help them call. Help them find out. These programs are meant to support our most vulnerable neighbors, and that only works if people know what's available. Yes, the increases are modest. Few $100s here, $50 there. But for families already stretched beyond their limits, this money keeps food on the table, keeps prescriptions filled, keeps the rent paid. These updates won't solve the deeper problems in our economy, but they give people a moment to breathe. And that matters. The deeper truth is that these changes prove something we can't forget. When people organize, speak up, and demand action, the system responds. Not always fast. Not always fairly. But pressure works. Advocacy works. That's why we must stay engaged. Today's emergency increase can become tomorrow's permanent adjustment, if we keep fighting for it. It's also a moment to stay alert. Scammers thrive during times like this. They pretend to be government agencies. They send fake emails. They make threatening phone calls, claiming you need to verify personal information to receive your benefit. This is false. Do not engage. Do not share your social security number, bank account, or any personal details unless you're communicating through verified government channels. No one from the IRS, SSA, SNAP office, or VA will call demanding money or threatening arrest. If you get a call like that, hang up. If you get a suspicious email, delete it. If something seems off, report it. Protect yourself and your community. This October update is one of the most meaningful shifts in public benefit policy this year. It sends a message. The government is capable of responding. Now it's up to us to keep them doing it. If this breakdown helped you understand what's changing and how it affects you, like the video to boost visibility. Share it with someone who needs to know. Subscribe so you don't miss any future updates, because more are coming, and you need to be ready. And remember, if your benefit hasn't updated or you're not sure where your payment stands, contact your agency directly. SSA, SNAP office, VA, or state unemployment department. They are the only ones who can confirm your eligibility and explain what action, if any, you need to take. This is your money, your support, your right. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay protected. And if you've made it this far, let's be honest. You know how hard this year has been. Inflation has hit everything. Rent, medicine, utilities. The cost of staying alive is rising, but for far too many Americans, paychecks and benefits haven't kept pace. That's what makes this October announcement so different. For once, something shifted in your favor. Might be small, might be temporary, but it's real. And in a year full of financial strain and political gridlock, real help, actual money in your pocket, is rare. That's why this matters. Let's revisit what's been confirmed. If you're on SNAP, SSI, SSDI, VA disability, unemployment, or if you're a senior with limited income, you could see more money in your account, now. Not next year. Not after a new budget gets passed. The SNAP increase, up to $120 per household depending on your state, helps cover food. That means more than just basic survival. Means real meals. Parents who've been rationing groceries can breathe easier. Seniors skipping dinner to afford prescriptions might not have to anymore. That's not politics. That's survival. And let's talk about veterans. The early 3.2% boost in VA disability benefits isn't massive. $48 more a month on a $1,500 benefit. But it is early, and it's automatic. If you've served this country and are now living with disability, the last thing you need is more bureaucracy. This early adjustment means you're not waiting until 2026 to get a cost of living bump. You're getting it now when you actually need it. SSI recipients also got a lift. We're talking about the most vulnerable individuals. People living below the poverty line even with monthly benefits. For them, even an extra $30 to $50 per month is the difference between managing and falling behind. These early adjustments, rolled out ahead of the typical end-of-year schedule, prove that with enough pressure, systems can move faster. The biggest surprise came at the state level, where 5 states stepped up with expanded unemployment benefits. If you live in California, New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Illinois, and you're unemployed, you could now receive an extra $200 a week for 6 weeks. That's up to $1,200 in additional aid. And for many still struggling with unstable jobs, contract work, or seasonal employment, that bump is not just helpful, it's critical. Now, for seniors in select states, there's more. One-time emergency payments ranging from $150 to $300. These are meant to help with heating bills, prescription costs, or emergency needs that don't wait for federal programs to catch up. These payments are happening now, not months from now, and some states have already issued them. Others are processing applications. So where do you stand? If you're already enrolled in these programs, the increases may be automatic. That means no new paperwork, no interviews, no red tape. But that's not a guarantee. Some states require applications for one-time senior payments. Some unemployment offices require you to reactivate an expired claim. This isn't just about reading headlines. It's about knowing what's actually required in your case. That's why checking your account is essential. That's why calling your local agency is smart. Because if you sit and wait, you could miss your chance. And don't fall for the myth that these are handouts or gifts. They're not. These are taxpayer-funded emergency adjustments. Your money, allocated through public programs that were built for this exact purpose. When costs rise, when families can't keep up, when the economy stalls, these programs are supposed to respond. The problem is, they usually don't move fast enough. But this time something different happened. And that's worth noting. It's also worth repeating. This is temporary. Some of these boosts last 6 weeks. Others are a one-time payment. None of this is permanent. So don't assume that next month or next year will look the same. That's why planning matters. That's why staying informed matters. That's why you can't afford to ignore this. And let's be blunt. Many people still don't know this is happening. Government communication is failing people. Local agencies are overwhelmed. Helplines are clogged. And the most vulnerable, seniors, low-income families, the disabled, non-native English speakers, are the least likely to hear about these changes in time. That's why community sharing matters. That's why helping your neighbor matters. The system will not reach everyone. But you can. Check your balance. Log into your online account. Whether it's SNAP, VA, SSI, unemployment, or a local senior assistance program. Verify what's happening on your end. If you don't see a change and think you should have, don't wait. Call your local office. Ask questions. Don't assume it'll fix itself. And here's another reason to act quickly. Scammers are already active. Every time benefits go up, so do the scams. You might get a call claiming you need to verify your identity to receive your increase. You might get an email saying your payment is on hold until you pay a fee. None of this is real. These are traps. Do not respond. Do not click. Do not give out personal information over the phone unless you initiated the call to a verified agency. If someone calls claiming to be from Social Security, the SNAP office, or unemployment and starts demanding information, hang up. If they ask for a credit card, a wire transfer, or tell you that your benefits will be cut off, hang up. Real agencies do not operate that way. So what's next? Stay focused. Stay organized. Make sure your benefits are updated. If you qualify for multiple programs, make sure each one is active. Yes, these payments are stackable. You can receive SNAP, SSI, and VA increases at the same time if you qualify. But no one is going to chase you down to make sure you get what you're owed. You need to take initiative. And then, share this information. Send it to someone who's struggling. Help a senior neighbor log into their account. Tell your friend who just lost their job in Michigan that they might qualify for an extra $1,200. This is how change moves. This is how relief spreads. This October update is a rare moment where government action, public pressure, and grassroots advocacy actually lined up. It's not perfect. It's not enough. But it's a start. And it's one of the few moments this year where policy shifted in favor of the people who need it most. This isn't just a headline or a trending topic. This is about your wallet, your bills, and your survival. If you're one of the millions of Americans receiving SSI, SSDI, SNAP, unemployment benefits, or VA disability checks, this update is not theoretical. It's immediate. And it could mean real money you weren't expecting. Money that's already starting to show up for some recipients. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't automatic for everyone, and it's not being announced loudly enough. The government didn't send a postcard. Your benefits portal may not be flashing neon alerts. And no one is knocking on your door to make sure you know. That's the problem. While these boosts are real, many people are missing out simply because they weren't told. That's not just an oversight. That's a failure in communication. And it's costing vulnerable people the help they deserve. Start with SNAP. If you're receiving food assistance, you could already be eligible for an extra $60 to $120 per month, depending on your state. Some states have rolled this out automatically. Others require a quick eligibility check. But if you're not logging in and looking, you might not even notice the change. Don't assume it's been applied. Check your EBT balance. If you don't see the increase and think you should, pick up the phone and call your local office. They are the only ones who can tell you if something's wrong. The same goes for SSI and SSDI recipients. Some people have already seen an increase. It might look like a small bump. $30, $50, maybe $70 per month depending on your base benefit, but it's early. That's what makes this significant. Traditionally, these cost of living adjustments are processed toward the end of the year. But this October they're happening ahead of schedule. That's not a glitch. That's intentional. But again, if you don't see it, don't assume it's coming. Call and verify. Veterans. Your VA disability increase has already been factored in for many. If you're on a $1,500 benefit, You're looking at about $48 more per month thanks to the 3.2% early adjustment. Is it enough?
Well,
but it's something. And it's faster than usual. For those managing healthcare, medications, or family support on a fixed income, even a small increase makes a difference. So yes, check your deposit. Make sure it reflects the adjustment. If not, contact the VA. Don't leave it unverified. Now let's talk about the unemployment expansion because this one is huge and limited. If you live in California, New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Illinois, you could be eligible for an additional $200 per week for 6 weeks. That's up to $1,200 in extra benefits. And for someone between jobs, that could be the bridge between a stable home and an eviction notice. But here's the catch. You may need to reactivate your claim if your unemployment benefits have expired or lapsed. This is where many people miss out. They assume once a benefit ends, it's gone. But these states have reopened temporary support, and you might qualify. But the agency won't do it for you. You have to log in, verify your account, and submit a reactivation request. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. That window is closing. Emergency senior payments are also active in some states. These are one-time payments between $150 and $300 for older adults living on limited income. These are meant to cover essentials, prescription drugs, heating bills, repairs, groceries. But these are not being issued automatically in many areas. They require an application, usually through your state or county's Department of Aging or Social Services. These payments are being offered because local governments know seniors are falling through the cracks. Inflation hits hardest when you're already stretched thin. So these payments were designed to offer some relief, but only if you know about them. And many seniors don't. If you're watching this and know someone over 65 who's living alone, on limited income, or struggling to make ends meet, help them check. Help them apply. Now let's address the biggest threat that comes with every benefit increase. Scams. Right now, with benefit programs being updated, scammers are working overtime. They call, pretending to be from Social Security or the unemployment office. They say your benefit is frozen unless you verify your identity. They might ask you to confirm your bank account or pay a reactivation fee. It's all fake. Government agencies do not operate this way. They will not call you and ask for personal info. They will not threaten to cut off your benefits over the phone. They will never demand a wire transfer or payment in the form of gift cards. If you get a message like that, hang up, delete, report it. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. These scammers target people who are desperate and confused. Don't let them win. So what should you be doing right now? Start with your accounts. Check your SNAP balance. Look at your SSI or SSDI deposit. Confirm your VA payment. Log into your unemployment account. And if you live in one of the 5 states offering the unemployment expansion, double-check your claim status. If your payment hasn't been updated, or if you're unsure, contact your agency directly. If you're a senior or you care for one, look into your state's emergency aid programs. That one-time $300 payment might be available right now, but if you don't ask, you won't receive it. It's not always automated. Take that step. And once you've checked your own status, share what you've learned. This video, this information, could be the reason someone else doesn't miss out. Whether it's your neighbor, your parent, a friend you know is struggling, help them. Pass it along. The system is complex. The communication is poor. But the help is real. These benefits, SNAP, SSI, SSDI, VA, unemployment, they exist because people fought for them. Because communities demanded action. And this October increase is proof that advocacy works. Pressure works. When enough people raise their voices, governments respond. But if we don't stay vigilant, this moment passes. These emergency increases are temporary. They can expire just as quickly as they appeared. That's why staying informed is everything. That's why pushing for more permanent relief is still critical. That's why we can't stop here. If this video helped you understand what's available and how to get it like it so more people see it, share it with someone who needs this information. Subscribe so you don't miss the next update because when these programs change, they change fast. And you can't afford to be the last to know. And most of all, if you have questions or problems with your benefit, don't rely on second-hand info. Don't assume. Don't wait. Contact the relevant agency directly. SSA, SNAP, the VA, your state's unemployment office. They are the only ones who can look up your case, confirm your eligibility, and make sure you're getting everything you're owed. Stay alert. Stay connected. Stay informed. Because in this system, knowledge isn't just power, it's money. And you deserve every single dollar.